Well, hello again and welcome to another mod video. I'm not very familiar with Nexus mods. I very rarely have modded the Fallout games, and I've yet to actually play properly and mod Skyrim. So that's definitely on my to-do list. I'm only about 7 years too late. Anyway, I fancy doing a Legend of Grimrock mod, and to be honest, there doesn't really seem to be any necessity to do a tutorial on how to install it, because once you've got the manager, it does seem to be very straightforward to install a mod. But if anyone has any difficulty, I'll try and help in the comments. I should mention, however, that I'm not very familiar with it, so my assistance will only be very limited. But as I said earlier, I was fancied doing a Legend of Grimrock mod, and I've been looking on this and ModDB, and this particular mod caught my eye. It seems to have one of the higher ratings on the site. There's not a lot to say about the mod really in the description, but it's enough. It says it's a 70+ floor dungeon. Scary sounds, images, music, large variety of weapons, armour, spells, potions, potion crafting throughout, and weapons crafting towards the end of the game. Melee weapons can be enchanted with magical spells. Various monsters with 12 new scary wall sets, so that's certainly caught my attention. So I've just started the second level, and I thought I'd devote this video to playing the second level. So without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so here we are at the main title screen. So if you're loading this from the first time, then just go to Custom Dungeon, and you should see it there in the dungeon to choose from. So in my case, we're going to load the game. I should actually mention the characters we've got. So I've got two fighters at the front, humanoid one called Car. I chose the name from some of the original game books you may be old enough to remember. One of Steve Jackson's sorcery adventures. I think it was called Car or Cat. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but I've always called it Car. Car City Port of Traps. Excellent series of 4 books. And then we've got Arco, which is no relevance to Car. He's a Minotaur. Let's show some stats. Level 3. Traits are evasive and skilled. There are my stats for him. That's for the Minotaur. Same traits. Then we have... Seems sometimes like you have to click more than once just to get this to come up. I've always found that with Grimrock. Lazarus, the insectoid mage, skilled with natural armour. I think he's just learnt the fire spell, so they've got a couple of spells each now, and there's also another insectoid at the back. Got 2 mages in this party. And they're also 3rd level, like the fighters. So let's carry on. So once I open this portcullis, the gameplay is completely and utterly blind. Now, yeah, I do like the sound of this mod so far. It's had me jumping a few times. For some reason it made me think of Amnesia, The Dark Descent, which I won't play. On my own, anyway. I mean, I'd play it possibly for a... Possibly play it for a playthrough. But that's a game you just feel so helpless. There's no gun to... Right, I can hear knights. Soldiers, that's it, yeah. And there's 4 of them. I've got to be careful with these guys. Because I'm not very powerful. And I just walked into that one. Nice. Just going to shut the gate. I've never done commentary before, well, apart from my Back to the Dungeon video, but I've never done commentary for Legend of Grimrock, not proper commentary. So it'll take me a bit of time to get used to the pace of the game. I find I get really obsessive about order in my characters in this game. How are we doing for food? These 2 guys at the front do eat a lot or eat fast, particularly the Minotaur. They get hungry quickly, but the insectoids, as you probably know, are the opposite. Yeah, that's... You start off with... just throw some light on the subject. You start off with some armour, or at least you find some in the Hall of Champions level, which is far better than what you normally get. But of course I've got an evasion penalty because I'm not high enough skill to use it. Alright, they're the archers. I haven't encountered those before. Horrific sounds. Just gonna be a bit careful here because I'm not very powerful. I may do a Grimrock 1 playthrough at some stage, but I think the last level or 2 in it I thought was a bit weaker than the first 7 or 8 or however many there was. But overall, I thought it was a very good game. But for me, it just lost a bit of something towards the end. No food required. Oh, that simple. Frost arrow, interesting. Seems to be a lot of creatures already on this level. But maybe I just haven't played Grimrock for a long time. What I don't want to do is get boxed in. Oh, it's not that big a room. I don't think I'm terribly far off scaling up to the next level. I think the first time I encountered these soldiers, it took me ages to kill them. But now it's becoming not so bad. I take it I did get all of those frost arrows. Sometimes I find myself getting really OCD about the loot or the even the stuff that I discard. I tend to put it in piles, but I'm not going to do that here. Ah, steel dagger. Attack power 14. Attack power 7, so it's quite a difference. Accuracy plus 5. Speed 20. May as well discard one of those standard daggers because I'm just getting to the point where... Is that another steel dagger? Yeah, it is. I'm just getting to the point where, you know, I'm carrying a bit too much loot, so my movement's impaired. I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking around for secrets unless I have to progress through the level. Right, let's try the next one. Alright, quite a few. Right, it's doing considerable damage to me. Don't think this guy can use the ice spell yet, no. I forgot to call this guy a name and he's just called New Prisoner. That was all I'm going to risk doing there. Patiently waiting. I do like this, although I'm definitely a first-person shooter and first-person sort of shooter RPG player, I do like this dungeon crawling genre as well, very much. And it makes a bit of difference, a bit of variety. Right, so this guy's leveled up. Right, so he's level 4. About level 3 I started to notice a bit of a difference. Right, so what do we got? I think one of the things I noticed from the word go was that you needed, maybe I'm wrong, but it seemed that you needed a high spellcraft to just even begin casting spells. I think one scroll I found requires earth magic of 7. Which was, yeah, quite surprising. I think I'll just up the earth, fire and air. And the air again, because I believe I've got a scroll that requires 4 air magic. How close is this guy to leveling up? Oh, very close. Yeah, we're at the point already where the mages are starting to overtake the fighters in sort of their abilities, their usefulness. I forgot about these guys. Another level. Oh, I thought that was everyone killed. Right, okay. So it's our other mage. I should have learnt that spell after leveling up this guy, but I'm a bit out of practice with this game. I think Earth and Air need to come up to Fire and Ice. Allocate the other 2 points. Let's just learn that spell. Yeah, Scroll of Shock. I think I can cast it now. Yeah. Yeah, Earth Magic 7. Whereas I think in the original game, you can learn this spell very quickly. Like, I don't know, end of the first or second level, something like that. Right, okay. I'll probably end the level, end the video when... Have I been in here? I'll probably end the video when either I die, or if I do actually complete the level, but it could be a long video. I'll just have to see how it goes. It's not going to be a 20-minute video, that's for sure. Not the way I play. Oh, I can already cast that. Oh yeah, I haven't got enough air magic to cast Shock. Right, if it's just 4 of them, I might be alright. Another level. Yeah, they all seem to be leveling up very close together, which is quite nice. Let's give you that. lever. So yes, there is an old video on the channel with regard to the remake of Dungeon Master called Back into the Dungeon. You know, with the with more of a modern look. It's I don't think it's a very good video, so you can take a look if you wish. But I did try playing off camera. I did play a bit of is it Dungeon Master 2? Is it Chaos Strikes Back? Using the same engine, the Grimrock engine. I found that really hard. I don't think I played the second Dungeon Master game back in the day for more than a few minutes, and that was it. Right, we need to level up the protection on these guys because their evasion, because it's so bad. So that would mean the armor, wouldn't it? Yeah, I suppose vitality wouldn't hurt either. It's the same old problem. You're just not enough points to put in, so you feel you have to be really, really careful. Suppose I should also put one in maces in case I find a mace later, even though I'm not using one now. And this guy. Not really much I can do. Oh yeah, there's the lever. That's one of those. Is that just a red herring? But yeah, if you like this sort of genre, then do play Grimrock. And the second one, in my opinion, I thought was very, very good. Considerably better than the first, actually. Although the first is still an excellent game. Oh, that's the beginning of the level. Ah, hang on a sec. That's the secret I've just unwittingly found. Tome of Health, gain 25. I think it needs to go to the guys at the front because that's where, you know, they're in the firing line. 136, 125. I think this guy tends to get injured more often, so I'll give it to him. Okay. Oh, another one. Tome of Health. Scroll of Ice Shards. I've already got that. Right, so I can chuck that one away. Scroll of Poison Bolt. Might already have that. Yeah, Earth Magic 7. Scroll of Poison Cloud. That I might be able to cast. No. Yeah, Yeah, I can that one. It's quite a useful spell sometimes, actually, this one. Tome of Health. Well, I think these guys at the back can have it as well. Never quite know when the sounds are going to come about, which I like. Scroll of Frostbolt. No, I don't think I've got that. Oh, Ice Magic 13. That's a bit out of my reach for the moment. Lightning Bolt. Air Magic 14. Tome of Energy. This has to go to the guys at the back. Tome of Mind. Gain willpower plus 10. Oh, I see. It affects the amount of energy points gained. Willpower 18 for Lazarus. 19. I'll give it to Lazarus then. Scroll of Fireball. Fire Magic 13. How much do the scrolls weigh? Not much. Right, well, I nearly missed this secret, but it's worth hunting around. Sounds like snails. Yeah, need to be careful here. Yeah, I'm some way off level 5. Yeah, there's quite a few of them. But I shouldn't have a problem with taking out a couple of them at a time, because they're not particularly a tough enemy once you get a couple of levels under your belt. Hopefully the last one. Running out of energy now. Might just have enough to get through this section. Yeah, these guys, they consume food at such a much slower rate than the two front guys, which kind of stands to reason, really. Although, I don't know, I imagine casting spells would be very tiring. Yeah, I'm definitely struggling with the weight carrying issue now. Nobody's hungry. Battle axe. I lose one of these battle axes, I think. I'm just getting to the point now where I don't have to keep stopping to meditate or sleep to regain my health after every combat. Which is nice, because that can get, I find it just a little bit tedious. Right. Sounds like soldiers through there. Ah, it looks like a mace of some kind. Imperial flail. Maces level 4. A reach weapon, so it can be used from the back. I suppose going a bit slower for the minute isn't really much of a hardship. Yeah. They do take some damage, these guys. Speed, attack power 14. I might try the axe for a bit. Just getting a bit paranoid that something's going to come behind me, but I don't think I've got anything to worry about there. Just going to recharge for a moment. Kind of wishing that I kept the other battle axe now, but I can soon go back for it. Just in case it cuts out while I'm in combat. I think they might be weak to shock. I can't... That's an archer. It's a bit more like it. Certainly quite a few of them. Right, am I alone? It would seem so. Not sure what that's supposed to be. Probably a heart or something. There was a lot of these kind of images in the first level. And I did wonder if... I mean, surely one of them had to have a secret somewhere, but I couldn't find one. Might just nip back and get that, that battle axe. I think I threw it... Yeah. Just carry it for now and just accept that I have to be a bit slow. Oh, that was where the flail was. Yeah, let's give both the guys battle axes. I don't think there's any way of juggling this stuff around. Warhammer 1811. Somewhere between the sword and the axe. I might... something else to keep. Whoops. Okay, so... doesn't look like I've actually gone very far, but it feels like I've covered quite a bit of ground already. Yeah, you had these guys on the first level, but they weren't much of a challenge, really. Thankfully. Thing I find I tend to do is you think you catch sight of something on a wall, but so often it's not. And usually when you do find a secret on a wall, it's quite noticeable, quite obvious really. Gotta say, the sound in this is really quite good because where it gets me is that you don't know when it's going to happen. And you don't know... there doesn't seem to be a pattern to it, which throws me. Quickly, before it's too late. I should mention that I found a note in the first level. It says, "Greetings to whomever reads this. I am Victor van der Slyke of the adventure party, the Crusaders. May we take down the Lord of Chaos, Xanthar Moglumnus." It's got a fairly decent, but, you know, generic storyline that there's a source of evil here, and party after party has tried to defeat it, and they haven't, and we're next. I should have mentioned that earlier on. Can't really risk it much more. They do quite a bit of damage, those guys. Right, you're hungry. I may put a link to a YouTube channel actually that I don't think there's been many uploads for a long time from this person, but they did a series on Grimrock. I'll just fight these guys first. But I forget the guy's, the YouTube channel's name. I think it's something like Nip Gaming or something. But his control over the mouse in combat is quite impressive. Very fast at you know, the combat, the way he can navigate all the controls. Far better than myself. So you may wish to take a look at that playthrough of his. It's not commentary, I don't think. But he's done a Legend of Grimrock a walkthrough, and I've quite enjoyed watching that. Right, there's some over there, and I think there may be some over there. Not quite sure. Yeah, this looks to be quite a much bigger room. Yeah, there's more than I initially thought. Oh, did I kill all of them? Yeah, he's nearly dead. Right, let's just level up. I don't feel desperately in need of more mana. I think I will scale the fire magic up though. Right, I expect this guy's hungry by now. Yeah. When you've got plenty of food, it's okay because you get to lighten your equipment load, which is, you know, handy. And then when you haven't got enough, it's a problem. Yeah, I think I read somewhere that they're weaker to shock than, say, fire. I can't remember if that's true or not. Just like to know how big the room is. Okay. Just going to check the walls and then move on. I suppose I would say so far that there seems to be a lot of this on the walls, which maybe I would prefer to see more wall textures, but I think, according to the notes, there are lots of those anyway, so it's too early to criticise, really. And so far, I'm really enjoying it, I've got to say. Right, so we've got a door leading... one there and one there. Let's try this one first then. Oh, Christ. Oh, that's bad news. I hate these things. They're fast. Oh, shit. God, I hope there's no more of them. I think I'm going to die here. Right, let's get me out of here. There's one thing I haven't really taken note of so far is how to heal. Used it to treat... no. Rare herb that grows in swamps and other moist areas. Can you just eat it? No, that was probably a waste. I guess you have to use it with a potion. Alchemy, yeah, that would mean potions. I really thought he was going to die then. But I haven't found any vials yet, so... Can I recharge? I think I have to wait until the poison wears off. Or I should say venom. Yeah, these back two just almost never hungry, which is great. Most of the time, anyway. Yeah, this... I'm just going to take a look at the other exit just to see what it's like. I think it's worth making a quick save to suddenly remember to do that after all this time. Right, there's one there. That's where I've been. Let's try shock. I really do not like the sound of that. Alright, these guys. That's not much of a problem, hopefully. Slightly noticing the longer cooldown on the axes. I think these guys might be weaker to fire. Again, I can't remember for sure. Out of energy. Let's try shock. Right, I think I'm going to have a problem now because I've got no energy left. Yeah. Know when you're beaten and retreat. Yeah, it reminds me of playing the original game and harvesting the harvesting the food that some creatures drop, like those shriekers or screamers, whatever they were called, shriekers. That game had some terrific sound for its time because there was no If I remember rightly, there was no ambient sound, but all of a sudden you hear the shuffling of a creature, or the mummies that used to really, set my pulse going. I'm really glad that there's only one of those wasps or whatever it's called, because otherwise that would have been game over. For sure. Yeah, he does take damage. But I imagine once I get the evasion sorted out, he's going to be much harder to hit. Certainly put the axe skill up next level, and probably the mace. There's also a mod I've seen on another Let's Play channel called, I think it's Eye of the Atlantis, which was on Alex. I'm not sure if I can pronounce his surname correctly. Is it Diana or Dina? But that's a very good channel worth checking out if you like dungeon crawlers and puzzle games. I'll also put a link to his channel in the description as well. I think these guys are the last ones in this room. Whoops. Yeah, I do like that spell. It's very useful. Ah. Still trying to get my head round having 70 odd levels, 70 plus levels. Ah, evasion +8. Well, I'm definitely going to give that to you, so that will help slightly. Maces, axes, and yeah, athletics, because I need to get the vitality up for him, because as you've seen, he just gets pretty much hit every time or every other time. I probably shouldn't really be wearing the plate mail, but I seem to be blundering my way through. Iron key. Probably won't eat any more food for a bit. I've also noticed in this mod so far, it does seem that when you find herbs, you find a fairly reasonable number of them in one go. You know, you find more than just one on the ground. You might find 3 or 5 even. Right, I don't think there's anything else in this room. So I've got to go back the way I came and go to where those wasps. Or wasp was. As soon as I saw that thing, I just thought, oh no, that's really not good. Kind of want to draw them out if there's any more here. I don't think I've noticed any secrets on the walls yet. Right, that's where I found the second key. What key was it? Oh no, it wasn't a key. It was a steel shuriken, 6 of them. Attack power 5, speed 20. Speed 14, attack power 11. Alright, attack power is considerably less, but they're faster to throw. Might try them out and then discard them. Right, let's just quickly comb the area once again and then move on. Yeah, there's a door there and there's a... This is where I found the shurikens, so let's just go down here. 3 tomes. You certainly get plenty of loot in this game. Health. Tome of Strength. A thick tome that thoroughly describes the training of the barbarians of Crom. Gain strength plus 10. Well, seeing as you seem to get injured more, I'll let you have it. Tome of Health. Tome of Mind. Tome of Health. I think... For the moment, I think you need it more than anyone. Yeah, you certainly get higher volume of numbers of items. And I suppose maybe if there's 70 odd levels, then, you know, that's cause enough. Quite relieved there was only one wasp in here. Well, that's an understatement, but a bit disconcerting because does that mean we're going to find, you know, several of them? What the hell? Not sure what to make of that. Ah, that's the sound of a wasp. I think it's through there. A really bad combination would be beholders, if they are in this, because they can open doors. My god, that would be terrible. If you had wasps there as well, you'd be, unless you were powerful, you'd be screwed. Oh, there we are. Alright, he's poisoned. Right, so you need some food. As do you. Right, let's level you up. Yeah, you could do with vitality. You've got +2 vitality. Mace, axe, I think. That must mean that you can't be far behind. Now, what level are you? Level 5. Oh, right, you've just reached level 5. Okay. Right, I'm just going to let these guys recharge. It's interesting that usually it's the mages that come into their own as time goes on, but in this particular campaign it's been pretty much from the word go. It's been the mages have been, you know, the most useful. Yeah, I'm thinking that this will connect round to that other door. In fact, I'm just going to go back and open this door here, because this was where I originally... Ah, hang on, what was that? Oh, no, I thought it was a secret. This was originally where I heard the wasps, so... Yeah, there's several of them in here as well. That's a problem. They're quite tough, actually. They're not a gimme. They really are not. Whoops. Yeah, the guys with the axes aren't doing all that much. Yeah, that's enough. I do have a bow and arrow. Short bow. Shift, left mouse button, right mouse button to hand. Oh yeah. Crossed arrow. That's good. It means I can move about now more freely. Right, good. Yeah, finally this guy's hungry. Yeah, moving back at full speed again. Which is a problem if you're not when you're up against these guys, because they're so quick. I may have already said that, so my apologies if I have. The ambient sound I really like. Seems to be so far a much more sort of combat orientated approach, not so much in the way of puzzles, but if you've got 70 or whatever number of levels, then you've got plenty of time to build things up. I probably missed something as I'm jabbering away. Kind of feel there should be something here. Otherwise, what's the purpose of it? Right, I think I need to go back through here. And that's it, there's a door here. This is where I thought it may connect to that other door, but I was wrong. Oh, God. Just never know when it's going to happen. Just got to rest my arm again. It's, as I've mentioned before in some other videos, it's too low in relation to the desk. So, oh, get out of here quick. Yeah, I'm all for drawing them out when I know that I'm unlikely to win. But yeah, my arm goes dead after a while because it's at the wrong angle. It's slightly too low in relation to the armrest. They do move fast. What I'm really what I'm trying to avoid is being sandwiched between one there and one behind me, because I don't think I'd get out of that. Straight away on the first hit, he's been stung. Oh, that was a bit easier. But I'm still going to let him recover before moving on. It's a good point to make a hard save as well. Let's just call it 5. I think I'll go back this way. I don't want to draw anything out that may be down there. Yeah. Oh, Christ. God, maybe jump so much. God, the lightning quick. What the hell? But again, didn't take us long to kill them, so I'm getting a bit more powerful. Yeah, it's a slower cooldown, or longer cooldown time for the battle axe, but quite a bit more, in fact. Swords 4, axes 4. It's probably about as broad as it is long. No pun intended. Maybe I'll try using the swords again. Well, where there was one and then another one, there's probably a third. I've tried touching the gravestones, but nothing so far. Now I'm getting a bit turned around. I think this was the way I came. Yeah, I think it was. Yes, it is. Ah, right, yeah. Right, I'm not going to put that key in just yet. At least we know this area's now safe-ish. Hang on a sec. Right, 2 doors and 2 keys. Don't know whether that's been retextured, but that does look nice. Looks more attractive than I remember in the original game. Ah, right, okay. If it's these guys and nothing more, then we should be okay. Yeah, I think I like the idea of a bit more speed using the swords because it can sort of stagger them a bit. You can get into quite a nice rhythm with it, which gives you confidence. Brass key. I could have sworn that I had 2 keys. Maybe not, maybe I'm just imagining it. Fair enough. Obviously wrong. Now I have 2 keys. Gold key. Right, so just check the map once again. Right. And this was where a door was. I'm assuming it's the brass key. It's a bit creepy. Creature Caverns. Ah, that rings a bell. And it appears to be the end of this level, so... I think, anyway. Yes. Well, I've got to say I really enjoyed commentating on this particular level. And I'm sorry that it's come to an end. But anyway, that's where I think I should leave it. So you don't always seem to trigger things when you... Yeah, that does trigger it. Sometimes it seems to do that, other times not. But anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please consider liking and subscribing. And I'll be back with another video before long, probably, I don't know, Quake 2 or something like that. But I'm going to try and throw in these, you know, less repetitive videos that are basically throwing more mod videos. Because in the past that slowed down a bit too much. So anyway, before I drive you mad with me pacing backwards and forwards, I'll say goodbye and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.